Oh, all right, fantastic. Looks like we've got a great group joined us, and hello to everyone, and a huge thank you for taking the time to join us here today for part one of our four-part webinar series on unlocking the full potential of Employment Hero. My name's Dutchy, and I'm the Managing Director of Swag here at Employment Hero, and I'm delighted today to be joined by two of my close colleagues, Rob Dunn and Tessa Harris. Thank you both very much for joining us, and perhaps I can get you to start by sharing a little background on yourselves. Tessa, why don't you kick us off?
Hi everyone, my name's Tessa and I'm one of the product owners here at Employment Hero. I've been here for 3 years now and mainly focused on the earned wage access product, which we will be diving into a bit later. And yeah, looking at all things swag. So nice to have everyone join.
Thank you very much, Tessa. G'day, Rob.
Good morning, everyone. I am Rob Dunn. I'm one of the general managers in our product area at Employment Hero. Been with Employment Hero for 3.5 years now and have a background working in financial services, fintech, and brought a lot of that into what we've been doing in the benefits space and much, much more.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. So Rob and Tessa are both from our product teams, which means they're part of our very large and very capable teams that actually deliver the product to our clients and make it actually work. So it's great to be joined with them today. As usual, we have allocated time at the end of the webinar for questions. So please type them into the box, into the Q&A box at the bottom of your Zoom screens, and we'll get to as many as we can after the discussions, or perhaps during if they're pertinent to a point being raised. For those that were unable to answer, as usual, we'll try and answer them after the webinar's concluded. This session is being recorded and will be made available to everyone. So let's get into it. And I guess I wanted to start by framing why we wanted to do this series. And it's for those of you who aren't familiar with Employment Hero, our mission is to make employment easier and more valuable for everyone. And we emphasize employment in this context of this discussion because it really is about much more than just administration and compliance for HR and payroll. We really want to try and help our clients build their businesses by helping them solve employment. And we use a single employment platform designed to scale with your business. And even after 10 years of investment, that's right, Ben and Dave launched Employment Hero 10 years ago with a handful of people. We're now, I think, close to 1,500 in our team. But even after 10 years of that investment, we're building and releasing new features to the products and for employers multiple times per day. In fact, in the last 12 months, our product team, Rob and Tessa and their hundreds of colleagues, have pushed more than 900 updates live. And that means that the capability of the platform that you subscribe to and you use is constantly growing. And it's one of the main benefits of having a SaaS model for our platform. However, we also recognize that it can be hard to keep up with all of those changes. There's a lot of value being made available to you and your business through the subscription from Employment Hero. And this series, we wanted to have this series of conversations to help people unlock some of that value. Specifically, we'll be showcasing some of the features and functionalities that you may not have seen or may not be fully up to speed on. Our in-house experts over the next couple of weeks will set the scene for the value that you can create in your own business using those features, and then demo those features and how you can set them up and customize them for your business. You'll hear, as you've seen, you'll hear firsthand from our people operations and our product teams who are responsible for building and delivering this. So we're going to kick things off with a quick poll. This often helps us understand the audience. In this case, this is going to be about how you're currently using benefits. So first question, and they're going to come together. What benefits do you currently offer to employees? And what holds you back from investing in benefits for your employees? So whilst we're just going to give everyone a minute to answer that, Rob, you've been involved with the benefits side of our business for about over 2 years now. Is there anything in particular that surprises you when you talk to clients about benefits?
I think the main surprise is just how important it is to really have those essential benefits set up, because those are areas where on expenses that are everyday essentials, such as utilities, insurances, they're so important, they're so expensive, they're the area that we've all really experienced a lot of price rises in the last couple of years. Yeah. And so they can be hugely impactful to teams and everyone around you. I've actually taken out some of our health insurance benefits recently and certainly had a good benefit from that.
Excellent. All right. Well, we've closed the poll, so hopefully our team in the background will be able to share those results with us. And there they are. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so discounts and cashbacks are the largest ones, followed by wellness and gym membership, like wellness perks like gym memberships, fuel and parking. Yeah, I guess what's interesting there, Rob, is it very much reflects sort of those day-to-day expenses that you were touching on. And then what holds you back from, right, too expensive, yeah. Fringe benefits tax. All right, well, we might touch on that, Tessa. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. No time to explore. I'm sure Rob and Tessa are going to be very interested in unpacking that. They seem to be the big ones. So too expensive, which I understand. The one here that I'm just going to call out, even though it wasn't a major one, is it's just easier to pay higher salaries. And I think we might touch on that in our conversation, but sometimes that higher salary doesn't translate into greater loyalty. It's almost like it gets absorbed into an expectation. But let's get on. I'm preempting. We're going to start with an intro to benefits. Rob, let me come to you to expand on what we were just talking about, what most surprised you. Can we maybe wind it back a moment and just talk? Can you help us position why benefits, why they're so important?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of touched on it there that there needs to be a clear delineation in how you think about employee salaries, as that's, an expectation, a requirement in the role. Whereas benefits should be something that is above and beyond, it's differentiated, and it's a perk that your business offers. It really should be a reward to your teams, and it should be something that you should be delivering frequently, highly engaging, and help employees to understand that that is a differentiator, not just the standard salary that's part of their role.
Right, sorry about that. I put myself on mute. All right, and in terms of differentiating yourself, and again, we have clients from a handful of employees to many hundreds of employees. How hard is it to differentiate yourself, and what are you seeing in the market that people are doing well or doing badly? What are you hearing from clients in terms of their experience?
I mean, it is extremely difficult in quite competitive markets to differentiate as a business, to really have what's called, a differentiated employee value proposition. Particularly for small and medium-sized businesses, it's even harder when you've got corporates out there that are able to fund the benefits they offer. And so they will actually, sometimes pay for some of the health insurances or health benefits they offer. But that's where, at least within the small to medium business space, it's really critical to look into some of the discounts that are available. And although you may not be able to fund them because of how expensive that can be, just be really aware of just how much employees can save by taking advantage of those offers on essentials. That really can be a huge differentiator for the range of spending that people do take out. So that's really where I'd start. In terms of what people have been doing well, it is to make sure to have that delineation of what is salary versus benefits. In terms of what people haven't been doing well, I would say that where you allow a benefits package to become an expectation, that is really not what you want. You want that to be something that's above and beyond. It's a perk that you're offering your teams, and it should be communicated and reinforced as such.
Okay, and I guess we've all heard the line in the last year, but last couple of years, about the rising financial pressures on Australians and our near neighbours who might be joining us today, about the impact on the rise in the cost of living, and in terms of data. We hear we're bombarded with it, but I know we've done some surveys, and I know that around about a third of Australian employees have reported that financial stress. Can you share any data that we've got around that?
Yeah, so in a recent wellness survey that we ran, we really wanted to look into how much employees are also under strain as well as the employers. So we found that 34% of Australians did report experiencing financial stress, and the main source of that was due to cost of living pressures. So it is pertinent within workplaces right now. And that extends to the fact that we even saw that 66% felt they were burnt out even just in the last 3 months. But there's potential there around the fact that 69% believe that their workplace wasn't doing enough to help them with the rising cost of living. But that
Yeah.
presents a huge opportunity, because that's really where I think this is a communication piece of how we can just ensure that people are aware of what's out there. We saw in the poll earlier that often it's about time looking into these areas. So
Yeah.
we're really here to try and help to make it as easy as possible to see what's available and roll that out to your teams as simply as possible, so that we can start to tackle some of that 69% that feel that they're not being supported in the face of these cost of living pressures.
You mentioned a moment ago corporates, the big companies, and I always find it a fascinating fact that of the 1.1 million employing entities in Australia, only just over 4,000 of them employ more than 200 people. But
Wow.
the big ones are big. They have the advantage. They have that economy of scale, those big balance sheets, those big P&Ls to be able to invest in funded benefits. How is Employment Hero? Where do we fit into that, and how does our community benefit from what we bring?
Yeah, so it's really in that space that just by simply being part of the Employment Hero platform, you're part of a community that has a combined power of 2 million employees, 300,000 small businesses. And that's where Employment Hero is really proud to work on behalf of that community, so that we're there securing best in class benefits for every Employment Hero customer and their teams. So today, we're really keen to run through some of these benefits to share with you, but it is something that that's really what we want to bring to the fore, is that this community is much bigger than any single corporate, and so powerful when we're able to bring that communal power together to make sure that we're delivering the best for you.
Yeah, I think people ask me how many is 2 million in terms of employment. I believe the largest employers in Australia, they're actually not the mining companies. I think it's companies like Woolworths, Wesfarmers, those big conglomerates.
Mm.
But I believe we're talking about hundreds of thousands of employees. So the fact that there are 2 million employees on the Employment Hero platform that we're able to bring together, it's up to 10x bigger than the largest employer. And I guess and so maybe just before we jump into some specifics in terms of how we can make it easier through the platform, can you
Yeah.
give us an example of where that buying power has helped us? And I'm going to prompt you here. I'll lead you down the private health insurance, because a couple of years ago, when I had a crack at trying to bring these benefits, we were working with some insurance companies that would not talk to a business with less than 250 employees. Now, as I
Mm.
mentioned earlier, that's less than 4,000 businesses in Australia. So, do you want to just give us an example of how you managed to solve, and you and Chase managed to solve the private healthcare insurance?
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for the prompt there. But just earlier this year, we signed a fantastic deal with major health insurer Medibank and their AHM brands. As Dutchy mentioned, we were able to do that because representing that 2 million employees, 300,000 small businesses, we were able to bring those corporate level discounts to the entire small to medium business segment, to all of our businesses and customers. So as part of that partnership, everyone's able to access up to 10% discount on the Medibank brand, or up to 12 weeks free coverage on the AHM brand, which can be a huge saving for you, your teams. As I mentioned, I actually did take one out earlier for our family, and it certainly was beneficial compared to where I was at. And yeah, it's something that is usually only available to employers with 250 employees or more. So it's great to be able to offer that to our teams.
Look, a little off topic, but I wanted to touch on something that you and I have both experienced, and anyone who's worked in this space in our business has experienced, and that's this concern from employers that that we're let me put it this way. What are the benefits that have been most well received by employers? Let's start with that. So
Yeah, so I'd say the most well-received ones are those that are those essential everyday items, or have a close nexus to work. In the past, many of these may have been funded or are funded by the large businesses. So those, health insurances, wellness packages, or fitness areas as well. It may even extend into areas that are linked to FBT or novated leasing. Those are often really well received. Also, utilities. It's just an expense that
yeah.
everyone has to take on. Yes, there's subsidies out there, but it's still very expensive to take those power bills on. So anything that's just an everyday essential is so critical.
And just again to touch on why this is more than just a promotional opportunity for us we don't monetize these on behalf of the power company with Engie. Again, the offer is because it's quarantined to the Employment Hero platform. Can you just explain that you're able to offer? So the regulator says that if you offer a discount, you have to offer it to everyone,
Yes.
unless it's in an enclosed platform, and you've been able to leverage that.
Yeah, because we are an enclosed platform of those 2 million employees, with discounts like Medibank and the Engie offer, where we have up to 11% discount on energy and gas. But then we can go a bit further where we get an additional 5% discount for on-time payments, which is something that's not accessible to others outside of the Employment Hero platform. And right now, there's even up to $400 of sign-up bonuses that can be offered by Engie as well, simply because it's part of that Employment Hero ecosystem. So a huge opportunity for, an everyday utility that we're all incurring.
Yeah, terrific. All right, I might come back to you after, Rob, because what I'd like to talk about with you and Tessa is what are the tools that we've provided to help employers launch some of these? And I know we provided some templates when we launched the Medibank discount because that was so huge and so above the public market discounts. One of the things we touch on in that email is we really try and make sure that the team, your teams, the clients' teams know these discounts are coming from their employer, and that it's part of this employment platform that their employer leverages. So we might come back to that at the end. But Tessa, I know seeing is believing. You saw in the pre-poll that ease of access and the difficulties in exploring some of this stuff are the issues on the minds of the people listening in today. Maybe I can get you to give us a bit of a demo as to how to set some of these things up, show people how their employees can access them, and indeed that really in most cases it doesn't require any effort from the employer, and if they choose to support it and promote it, then they can. Tessa.
Yep, sure. I'll just share my screen now.
Thank you, Tessa. So we're going to do a bit of a live demo, which is always high risk, but it is in a demo account. So please bear with us if there's any challenges as we go through. As you can see, Tessa's sharing her demo account there, and I'm going to start by running through some of the swag overview information, and then Tessa will dive into a Hero Points purchase example. As Dutchie mentioned there, everything we're doing here in the platform is trying to ensure that we can help you as the employer, the HR admin, to really make sure that you're presenting these benefits to your teams as easily as possible. So we'd love to receive feedback on that as well, because we know we need to learn how best to do that, because there is a lot on offer there. So this is all accessible through the web page. You can see Tessa's hovering over the benefits tab there in the side nav. If we jump through, there's a swag overview page where you're able to quickly see, this overview of how you can be the hero to your heroes, which outlines all the benefits and features that we have. So the Swag app is really where it all starts. This is the mobile app that we really encourage you to make sure that all your teams have downloaded, because it provides one-stop shop for them to be able to manage everything work and money, benefits, and perks in one space. So within that area, they're able to do all their standard timesheets, notifications, all the critical work activities. But then they're also able to move into all the additional benefits that Employment Hero offers. A little bit later, we're going to dive into a demo within the Swag app to show you exactly where all this is and the employee experience. But first, we're just going to run through this overview page so that you can see that summary and think about how you might want to dig a bit deeper or share it with your teams. So firstly, to reward and recognition. With Employment Hero, it's easy for your teams to do shout outs, recognition, sharing the joy of a job well done. And this all features on the company feed, and it can be supercharged with Hero Points. So Hero Points is that great way to really make sure that your reward and recognition system has additional value to it by making sure that your team has points that they can spend in the Swag store, on gift cards, or if you use the linked Swag spend account, absolutely anywhere that you can use a Visa card. And so we'll go into a little bit later, but fortunately, Hero Points, if used in line with our handy tips, can absolutely be fringe benefits tax, FBT free, for your business, which can mount up to huge tax savings if used in the right way.
Rob, I'm going to just jump in there because it was something that was specifically raised in the poll. Do you want to just look? We do have a page on this that people should probably go and have a look at. But do you want to just run through the basics of how the exemption works? For those who aren't familiar with FBT, if it is not an exempt benefit, the business that provides a non-monetary benefit to their employees is actually liable to pay about 98% of the value of that benefit in tax, which is sounds extraordinary. But if it's exempt, you're not required to pay that tax. So do you have off the top of your head just what the basics of the exemptions are? And I would refer people to the details on our website, but just
definitely. I won't refer to the exemption. I'm going to refer to how Hero Points are set up to operate best. So if you allocate up to $250 per points distribution and do that on a random ad hoc basis, then that can absolutely be a FBT exempt event. So it means that you do not have to pay that additional tax on Hero Points where you distribute them to your teams below the value of $250 on a random ad hoc basis. Fortunately, that really aligns to a lot of the research on how rewards and recognition are best received. Rather than big amounts once a year, distributing that regularly throughout the year to show the value exchange between you and your teams is really important. So Hero Points really lean into that and can be FBT exempt if used in that way.
Terrific. And I know we're going to cover off some of the recognition opportunities later. So thanks for that.
Yeah, definitely. We'll show how Hero Points are purchased shortly with great demo from Tessa. And we've got another webinar, I think it's Thursday, on reward and recognition if you want to dive a bit deeper into that. Next on the list here, we can see that we offer flexible pay schedules. So through our earned wage access product, employees can actually choose their own pay cycle, which is very empowering for them. And again, we're going to dive into a specific example and demonstration of that within Swag App a little later in this webinar, so you can see exactly how it works. And then the final item on this page is our work perks. So all that range of discounts and offers that we've talked about, from the big essentials like insurances, energy, right through to petrol and grocery discounts. They're all available within the Swag App. And that even extends into, non-discretionary items such as travel, retail, and fashion areas. We've got great in-store and online benefits there as well. So we'll see all that in Swag App a little bit later. So look, the first point I definitely recommend is to have a look through this page, encourage your teams to download Swag App and have a play with the app and see what's on offer to them. Logging into Swag App is just as simple as using your existing Employment Hero credentials, so it's extremely simple. We can cover more on that in question section, but now I'm going to hand over to Tessa to go through some of the purchasing of Hero Points.
Thank you. So as Rob mentioned, Hero Points are a great way to supercharge reward and recognition within your business, reinforcing your great company culture by providing regular benefits to your team. So again, on this left-hand navigation bar, if you press benefits and we go into purchase points, here we can purchase points seamlessly within the platform. So we have some packages set up already for you to choose, or there is an option for you to customize the amount. So simply select the amount that you would like. We can go ahead and enter some details here. And in the bottom right corner, you would complete your order. So Christmas is a great way to recognize and reward your team for the hard work they've done. And not everyone can give salary increases or bonuses. So we've actually just launched our new Christmas special within the platform that you can see here. As mentioned, again, fringe benefit tax-free if used in the right way, and please reach out to our support team if you have any questions.
Tessa, I'll just say, in answer to one of the questions in the Q&A, I have included a link to the page on our website that provides a bit more information.
Thank you. So now we've simply purchased our Hero Points, we can head back to the navigation and go to send. So here you can send your Hero Points to individuals or to everyone within your business. You simply enter whoever you would like to send to. So In this case, we are going to send David Beckham 500 hero points for his birthday. And as soon as we select submit, those hero points are instantly sent. So hero points can be spent within the Swag store, on gift cards, movie tickets within the Swag app, or to reimburse purchases through your Swag spend account. We are actually also very shortly launching the ability to schedule hero points sent. So leading up to Christmas, you can schedule a few days before to say Merry Christmas to everyone in your company and send hero points. Last week, I had my 3-year anniversary at Employment Hero, and it was really nice to wake up to an email with some hero points saying congratulations, and I can go spend them on anything that I would like. So it's a really, really great way, an alternate way to recognize your team members, giving them the choice on what they would like to spend them on. So yeah, really simple in the platform. Just under benefits, you can purchase and you can send. Very quick and easy to do. Back to you, Rob.
Thanks so much for that, Tessa. Great to see just how easily the hero points can be purchased and allocated. You've reminded me that I've got a few points that I need to make use of, so I'm planning to potentially use them for a few Christmas present purchases for the family. So we should get onto that next week.
And Rob, Rob, I was just going to ask, in terms of the details around setting up some of those campaigns around reward and recognition, we're covering that on Thursday, I believe, with our other copy. Okay, terrific.
Yeah.
So people are interested in how to set these up as some of these recurring programs. That'll be covered on Thursday.
Absolutely. The recurring process for rewards, which is due to any milestones or birthdays, and then also recognition and how you might link that to company values or other areas we'll be going through on Thursday. So now we're going to jump over to the Swag app employee experience so that we can really see the view that the employee will see within the app. So I'm just going to mention this is a demo version of the app, so it may look a little bit different to some of the views that your employees would see. Being demo, it might be a little bit more pared back in some spaces, so just ask questions if needed to clarify. But all within one space, your teams are able to see those 4 key aspects of work life, from their work detail, money, benefits, and career. So looking into the work area, this is where your teams can manage their everyday work activities. So everything, HR, payroll, all those essentials from company feed to pay slips to leave, timesheets, and much more. That's all consolidated in this one space. But today we're going to focus on the benefits and money areas, as this is where your team's able to access the range of offers that we've talked through, including earned wage access, all those perks and discounts. So firstly, we're going to go into the benefits area. And this is where we really strong that to be a meaningful benefit for employees, we felt that we had to start with those essentials, those areas that I mentioned earlier that can be so impactful and have a major saving for essential spending. So this is where we can access that 10% discount with corporate cover for Medibank, or up to 12 weeks of private cover for the AHM brand. And with the scanning that we did, these offers could save the average health insurance user up to $300 per year on coverage. And that obviously accelerates if extended to a family discount or more. So discounts of this size is something that we're really proud of. As mentioned earlier, it's usually only available to large corporates. And we're really happy that we've been able to extend that to every customer and employee on the Employment Hero platform. As also mentioned earlier, we've got the Engie offer, the energy provider within this space, where that substantial discount of up to 11% on electricity and gas, an additional discount on bills that are paid on time, could result in savings of potentially up to $300 per employee per year. So look into that. The rates change by state because it's all state-based pricing. But the other thing there is we've also secured
Rob, can I just jump in on that?
Yeah.
I've turned my camera off for some reason. We have had the question in the chat, and I know you've had this question from clients before. We don't currently have a solution available for Western Australia because NG aren't there. They're not part of the national energy market. Is the team working on trying to procure an offer for Western Australia?
Unfortunately, not just at this time. We've been speaking to NG if they're looking into that area, but we need to work through that as part of their business. It's definitely something we'll take on note to see just what we can do for our WA team.
Terrific, thank you.
And I'll just finally note, as I mentioned before, there's up to $400 worth of sign-up bonuses for customers that move over to NG for gas and electricity there as well. So those are just some of the early utility and essential discounts we've got. We've also got in the health space, we extend into fitness offers. So we've got a 15% discount at Fitness First and Good Health Clubs, which can ensure that your teams can get a discount keeping fit and well. Fitness is often something, those gym disc offers, something that corporates sometimes subsidize, can be very expensive. So we're really keen to just try and offer the best discount we can to everyone using the Employment Hero platform. Again, with our research, the average membership could be saving up to $300 a year with this saving over a 12-month period. So that's all accessible within the fitness section of the Swag app. And then we've also got, unfortunately, you can't see the tile in the demo version, but we've got a novated leasing partnership with Driver. Your employees in Australia will be able to see that within the app. And that can offer savings of up to 30% on car leasing. Obviously, that's going to vary based on the car type the person takes out, but could be anywhere up to $2,000 per year of savings through taking out a novated lease structure. We've actually had with that offer a few Employment Hero customers share with us that when looking into the Driver offer, they've actually cancelled their own novated leasing arrangements because this offer was a much larger discount, because we were able to negotiate it on behalf of the entire community. So really good offer to look into if any of your team members are looking to buy a new car and considering taking out a novated lease. So that's the major essential discounts that we've run through. Now I'm going to talk about some of the gift card features that we have. So within the gift card section, we've got a huge range of cards that can be accessed within the app, covering Woolies, IKEA, Ampol, Myer, and many more. With our partnership with Prezi, employees can access gift cards from hundreds of retailers with discounts up to 5%, and they can choose any value they want. And better yet, those hero points that you might have purchased and distributed to your teams can be used to buy gift cards right here within the app. So you can see the option there to purchase with points or their own money. I've also seen in the chat a comment from one of our NZ users, noting that they can only see Banana Life at the moment. We have gift cards coming to New Zealand through that Prezi arrangement soon. So this feature set of gift cards will be available for our New Zealand customers soon.
Rob, can I jump in on gift cards just with a question from the audience?
Yeah.
This anonymous, unfortunately, so I can't refer to them by name, but they buy for their Christmas gifts for their employees. They buy gift cards and send them the gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
Are they able to do that through this, or do they have to go for hero points? I suspect I know the answer, but I think it's worth addressing.
Yeah, through hero points is how it operates through our platform, because that's the point system that can be used to purchase gift cards. Again, fortunately, if used the right way and within context of your broader employee benefit system, hero points can be FBT free. So there's a great offer there.
Rob, I mean, I just for completeness, it would be possible as the employer, hirer, admin business to purchase individual cards. Are they all digital now?
They're all fully digital. So it is definitely possible. I've gone into the Employment Hero platform before, bought 10 gift cards and distributed out all those cards to employees. So that is absolutely possible. Can be faster to do it through hero points, but I get that, if you want to do the card directly, that is definitely possible through the app or the EH web portal.
Yeah, so I mean, what I'm envisaging is lots of copying and pasting of barcodes and stuff, and then emailing them out. I think the other advantage of hero points is that the employee can choose, and including, and I don't know if we're going to cover this today, but you can actually have hero points refund spend on your swag card. But if that's too complicated for today, let's just stick to the script.
Yeah, look, it's
That
an area I
choice is
touched on.
available to employees. They can have far more flexibility about how they redeem.
Yeah, it's a great point. Basically, with the swag spend account that employees can choose to open, absolutely not essential. If you have a available hero point balance, basically what will happen is if I go up to the coffee shop at the corner, buy my breakfast for $10, that will be redeemed with hero points immediately. So you can actually spend your hero points anywhere using that linked swag spend account.
No smashed avocado for you, Rob. Not at that price point. I know you're saving up for a mortgage, so.
That's right. We're paying it down now. So, and then finally, within the gift card section, you can also cover those movie tickets, which are always a really popular option. So events, cinemas, we've got all the options of child, gold class, adult tickets in there. But the final benefit discount that I want to cover is also our range of cashback offers. So we offer a range of in-store and online cashback at major brands such as Booking.com, Virgin, Pet Barn, The Iconic, Chemist Warehouse. There's hundreds of offers here covering retail, fashion, and even with the in-store version here that Tess is showing, we have a range of cafes, restaurants that everyone's able to access cashback by spending either online or in-store. And so it's as simple as your team going into the benefits area, linking either their swag spend account or any other existing Visa or MasterCard card that they have. And if they spend with that card, either in-store or online, our system will identify that and they'll automatically receive an update in the app where they can see the cashback that will be paid through to them when the merchant settles that out. So there's actually some really great offers we've had with Booking and Virgin and many offers in that space. I really recommend having a look.
Just also worth mentioning, Rob, that from time to time, we are able to offer like bigger discounts. So like with Virgin, there is a standing discount, but they've often been able to, we've often been able to get like 3-day bigger discounts. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've seen with a lot of the larger partners there is we have the standard discounts, and then there'll be seasonal offers that they want to present to the market, and they really present accelerated ones to, again, that restricted employment hero community. So keep a watch out for those. Look, so that's really the view of the Swag app benefits section. We're now going to jump over to the money section of the app, which is where your employees can view their income, when their upcoming pay is due, and look into that view of financial wellness products that we've started to build out and are available to them right now. So for this section, I'm going to hand over to Tessa to run through the money area.
Thank you, Rob. All right, so what is earned wage access? So earned wage access allows you to promote financial wellness amongst your employees with flexible pay schedules. So wages are paid weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. However, as we're all aware, our bills do not always line up with these dates. So earned wage access allows users to be paid on a time frame that really works for them without impacting your payroll. This means they can avoid reliance on expensive credit products that can have mounting fees and interest. I often speak to some of our users who've given us great feedback that choosing their own pay cycle means they can budget the way that works for them. This ranges from budgeting for bills, regular expenses, to drawing down on wages early to reduce their mortgage repayments. And for others, having the ability to access their money in advance without relying on credit products provides a peace of mind if there are any unexpected expenses that come up, such as vet bills or, if someone's car breaks down. From Employment Hero's Wellness at Work research in 2024, we saw that 31% of Australians are struggling to make ends meet week to week, and 77% of employees felt more in control of their money when choosing their own pay cycle. So earned wage access through Swag allows you to stand out as a top employer by supporting your employees' financial wellness and reducing their reliance on expensive loans and credit cards. Now, before we jump into a demo of the product, just a bit of a reminder that users are only able to access up to 50% of their already earned wages, and the fees are shown to them each time that they request it. We also have our recurring option, whereby a user's funds are received as soon as they reach a certain amount that they have determined. And coming very soon is recurring by date. So this will assist with budgeting by essentially setting a pay date in advance so that you can actually help manage your expenses and bills. So for example, Employment Hero pays monthly. For me, I was used to being paid fortnightly, and setting up my budget was a real mission, just not something that comes natural to me. But I had it fortnightly, my budget. I knew when my expenses were coming out, when my bills were. So when I moved to Employment Hero, being able to access a portion of my wages fortnightly essentially means I can continue to be paid fortnightly, and it has no impact on Employment Hero's payroll. The choice is mine. We also provide financial wellness resources, easily accessed within the app, and employees can also update their settings if they have concerns with financial vulnerability. So I'm going to just showcase what's on the screen here, how it looks for everyone and employees. So as you can see within the money and the income tab, at the top, we really wanted to give someone an overview of their pay. A lot of people just look at their pay slip or are not entirely sure how many days until payday, how much have I withdrawn. So we've given a quick summary where you can see what someone's income is, how much they might have withdrawn early via our Earned Wage Access product, and what the estimate is on payday and in how many days. So they can really use that to budget and manage their finances. Below that, we have the estimate. So this user has an available balance of $422 at the moment. So they can either choose to take all of it or, select any amount. So if I go ahead and select, let's say $25, then whatever bank account I have listed in the Employment Hero platform will appear here. I'm then presented with this screen where I need to make that choice. So I've opted in to receive $25. It does tell me exactly where it's going and also what the fee is. So again, this is presented every time so that they're aware. And also our terms and conditions are there each time so that they can have a review for any reason. So again, this is our demo account. So let's have a look and see how we go. I'm going to confirm that one. And fingers crossed. Cha-ching, the amount has gone through. It does say up to 2 hours. I will confirm that on average, it takes between 3 and 5 seconds to hit your account, no matter where in Australia. So that's successful, and my withdrawn amount at the top has now changed. If, a user loves it and wants to set it up on a recurring basis, they can. So if we hit the recurring amount, we can actually see that I can set a custom amount to be received. So whenever my balance hits that predetermined amount, it will automatically be sent to me. So it's taking out the manual effort for the user. So going that one step further. And soon to be, we will have the ability where you can choose the day that you would like to be paid. So for example, I could choose every second Monday I would like to be paid because I know when my bills are due, and I can put that money aside straight away and not have to worry. Within here, we can also hit the manage button. You can see the withdrawals that I have taken. So there's a transaction view. Very simple, very easy to use and very quick to receive that money. And the last thing I'll show is in the top section here, if you head to the support section, there is our financial wellness and support. So when we tap that button, we have a range of articles and guides on how to create a budget, talking about financial wellness, as well as links to some of our government websites. This is really, really essential, and we've had a lot of users clicking, having a read, and using that to hopefully help with their budgeting and their Earned Wage Access usage. At the bottom, you can see manage your settings. If we tap that, This is where individual employees have the ability to opt out if they're feeling vulnerable and it's not something that they would like to see, and we will action that accordingly. So accessing your salary or your wages via Earned Wage Access is very simple and easy to use. Again, just a reminder, it has no impact on your business's cash flow, as Employment Hero is the one who is providing the funds upfront. Giving your employees the option to use this feature is incredibly powerful and a benefit that you can offer to retain talent at no additional cost.
Tessa, can I just jump in there? I might, Rob, bring you into the conversation again because I've been watching the commentary in the Q&A. We were certainly an innovator in this when we introduced it in 2018, but it's fair to say the world has changed a lot since then. It raises some different reactions with different people. I think it's fair to say I want to draw out the fact that there are now 5 countries in Europe that mandate that this needs to be available as part of their equivalent of Fair Work regulations. Robert, at a big picture, where does Earned Wage Access fit into the journey that we're developing for financial wellness?
Yeah,
and it is
awesome.
a journey, right? We're not finished yet.
Absolutely. So this is really just the start of where we're going with just how much we can help employees to take ownership of their pay cycles, be empowered to use their own funds to reduce their reliance on short-term credit, expensive solutions in that space, which can have mounting interest or fees that really is detrimental in the long run. But we need to help people to visualize their money, budget better, and take on behaviors that reduces reliance on those short-term options. That is definitely a challenging thing to do, and we're just at the start of how we do that with some of these features and choose your pay cycle structures that we're building out. As Dutchie mentioned, yeah, in Spain, as an example, it's a requirement that employees must be able to access their earned pay. In the UK, where we've also launched this product, there's a code of practice around earned wage products, which we've learned a lot from around some of that vulnerable customer information that Tessa shared. And we'll be bringing all those insights to Australia and both signing up to that in the UK and building it out in Australia so that we can make sure that we've got clarity of how this product works and will be built out over time.
Yeah, and our data in terms of, I think the figure was 77%, just to put you back into your stream, having interrupted you. 70% of employees feel more in control of their money when they schedule their own pay. Yeah.
Yeah, spot on. So that control is so empowering to be able to think of, like, be able to plan and spend your own money in advance is just a really key control that employees want to be able to get access to. Tessa mentioned some of the data earlier of 31% of feeling the struggle, but then when you look at it to extend out to the challenge of even just credit cards right now, when I did some research when we were building out this product, Australia's got a national credit card debt of 19 billion. There's 12 million people with credit cards. So like every person has around about 3,000. Half of that's generating interest rates that are 10%. Yet we've got this pool of up to $30 billion worth of earned pay that's constantly sitting there, and employees have earned it, but they can't access it. And by creating access to that, we're just allowing people to use their own money rather than expensive credit as that interim gap. We've, recently was just talking with a employee who was using Earned Wage Access the other week, and their feedback directly, Alison, was that sometimes a week before she's paid on a monthly basis, there's just not enough money left. She used to have to rely on credit cards, but it's great to be able to get her own money prior to payday so that she isn't forced into those expensive solutions. And it really helped her to cover those everyday bills as a result.
Awesome. Where are we up to? I've got a bunch of questions, but is there anything else you wanted to cover?
I actually think at that point, it's a good time to make sure that we do cover off more questions.
Okay. There's a lot coming in. We're not going to get to all of them.
Yeah.
For the people who can't see the income tab, there's a few of you in your swag app. That isn't necessarily because your employer hasn't signed up to it. It should be part of it. Tessa, I'm going to suggest they delete the app or update the app from the App Store. because I know that because every time I have a problem, that's what you tell me to do. Any other advice other than updating that? If that doesn't solve it, there is a support, there's a support line. Remind me what the support for Swag is.
Support is accessible through the app, so you can go over to the support section in the app and reach out with any questions. We've also got the help center that has a lot of information in there to help with any access or context around the products as well.
Terrific. So yeah, in the first instance, update the app is always the first piece of advice.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the questions that I saw that I wanted to cover off, I saw the question there around a template flyer to roll out to staff. We've definitely been looking into that. We'd love the advice and guidance from you around how best to structure that, what format, because we know not everyone's digital, they might want physical formats, but also we want to make sure that that's clear that like you as the employer, you as the HR admins are delivering this benefit to your teams. And so we'd love your guidance on how best to do that.
Yeah, I just want to stay on that thematic because there's been a couple of questions about how they can notify employees. So I think covering off anybody that joins your business and is onboarded through the onboarding, which I hope is everybody. There is at the end of the onboarding, there is a screen very similar to the one that Tessa shared about what Swag is and the general nature of it. I think then Rob and Tessa, there are some specific questions. One was, how do we launch it to existing employees? So we might need to look at getting some material out. I know we sent some out when we launched the Medibank offer. Maybe we need to do something similar with the email template from employers and admins saying, hey, don't forget this is a range of benefits, and touch on those. Excellent. Oh, sorry. Emma even suggested promo video. So Tess, I'm putting that on your to-do list. We want a Swag benefits promo video. Thank you, Emma. The big one though that I really liked was, how do we let them know about new benefits? Now I know we do it ad hoc from time to time. The Medibank was a landmark deal. We made a big deal about that, but perhaps we need to do we have included in our newsletter new benefits that get signed up?
So if you've subscribed to our Employment Hero newsletter, within the monthly newsletter, there's often a summary of some of the benefits. There's also the Swag newsletter that will talk about a lot of the new benefits offers or cashback offers that are out there for that month.
Yeah, just on the cashback offers, I think it was 1,400 outlets that I saw last time. I don't know if that's been updated, but I did use my Swag card at a local cafe, and 2 days later I found out I got 7% back on my wonderful aioli and bacon sandwich, which was delicious, and a coffee. So the cashback,
clearly not saving up for a mortgage.
Yeah, I'm a lot older than you, Rob, and a lot heavier. But there you go. Gift cards. There's been a few questions about gift cards. Why don't we have this one? You know, there's a specific brand that we have had in the past and we don't have today. It's worth sort of just acknowledging the gift card industry is an interesting industry once you start to peel the onion. They rely on some interesting user experiences to drive a thing called breakage, which is basically people not using either all or a small balance on the end of a card. But fundamentally, they're quite expensive to deal with. There is a cost associated with the people issuing them. So from time to time, we might have a card that changes their terms and conditions. They might apply a cost. They might remove them from the channels through which we get them. So it isn't necessarily possible. I will say I have had a direct conversation with a senior executive at Aldi. They don't have the margins in their business to supply gift cards. So that's the answer on that.
While we're on that point, I wanted to also extend it to Hero Points. There was a question about some of the conversion there. So it's about a 20-to-1 ratio of points to dollars. At the moment with points, there is a slight fee on the conversion because obviously we have to cover our costs of these gift cards and others, payments activities. We've been trying to basically negotiate those down as much as we can so that we can reduce that on Hero Points. We're definitely working on that, but that is where Hero Points are at the moment. Really encourage you to look into
new ways of invoicing as well to try and eliminate that as well.
Exactly. So we're trying as hard as we can to bring down our costs so that we can bring down the fees on that.
Yeah, and the reason for Hero Points, of course, is because we're taking them global as against dollars. There was a question about international cards. There isn't necessarily an international card that I'm aware of. We do have some cards available for team members because our clients employ a lot of people in the Philippines. I know we have a Philippine denominated card, a Vietnamese denominated card. Obviously UK, and you mentioned New Zealand's coming. So there are some international cards, but there isn't an international card. A very good point that was made by somebody, I apologize, I missed your name. The government recently made electric vehicles, I want to say, is it, no, I don't want to say FBT tax free. I know that the novated leases on electric vehicles are now very attractive. It used to be that if you weren't in a particular industry, novated leases didn't always necessarily work to the extent the salespeople told you. But with EVs, and I will say our partner
Driver. Yep.
driver special, like, do a lot of electric vehicles for that reason. So if your employees or yourself are looking at new cars and you're looking at an EV, definitely check out the novated lease option. I answered this question in the Q&A. Benefits, click on the benefits tab from the bottom of the left-hand menu. It'll take you to the opening page. Novated leases and driver are pretty prominent in the top row or two. So that's that. Did you see any other questions that you wanted to try and address? We'll try and address all of these in
Yeah, we'll try and come back over chat. There's a couple on FBT. I'd really recommend referring to the guide that we've got, because we've got specific examples of how FBT operates with hero points.
I might make a note to our team here that in the follow-up email, when we send out the recording, we will include, I've been posting the link individually into Q&A, but we might include that link. It is important to say that there are some very strong general rules that provide for the exemption. It is important that you consider your own situation. We're not able to give tax advice because we don't know your specific situation. So read the guide and you can make an assessment, but there is definitely an opportunity there to save.
Absolutely. Other quick ones that I saw that were interesting is, again, I missed the name, sorry, I was scanning through too quickly. Someone had asked about a corporate life insurance offering similar to the health insurance that we've got. We have been looking into that and continue to do so. Some of the challenges we've faced is that a lot of the products require financial advice, which can get quite complex and be an added cost. So we're trying to work out how we can reduce those costs or avoid that requirement, because it is quite onerous. And also often they require the employer to be bought into that arrangement. So we're trying to work out how we can offer a similar platform offering in the way we did for health insurance. So great question. We've definitely looked into it. It is a challenging industry space that we're working on.
Terrific. Look, just in the interest of time, before we wrap up, today's been a bit of a dump of information. I appreciate there's been a lot of information coming to you. On Thursday, the next episode of this, if you've signed up, you should have signed up to the series. I think you'll get notification. We're going to have our own head of people and culture and performance operations to come on, and we're going to talk a lot more about how to use these tools that are available in building out an employee value proposition, a recruitment and hiring value proposition to help you attract, engage, and retain the best people. So today you've seen a lot of the tools and the mechanisms. In the next episode, we're going to talk a lot more about how to use those to try and build great teams so that you can build great businesses. And with that, Tessa and Rob, thank you very much for your time today. If you want to continue the conversation, the LinkedIn, Rob and Tessa are available on LinkedIn. I'm sure they would love you. There's questions still coming in. We will try and address those in the follow-up, which will be in the email. But for now, thank you once again for joining us, and we'll look forward to talking to you on Thursday. Thanks very much.
Thank you.